Mala mo la mari a ho eki, pe he ke tonga mo e vulang ko tope mo whanongo mai ki he pol kalama ko ia e TWN pe ko Tonga World News I he whiawhini. Ne ma os whahoka tfoke pol kalama tatau pe aniho ata I he tahaua pe ko konga ni o e poni. Aia kua Brenda Kongaika pe mo Emeline Wha Umunide o ma whahoko pol kalama atu pe mi he whaleni. Ia e taritale lea ku mo tongo tope o whape ulele e me ako tope o mo whakaukau ka he ahoni pe mo e wheitu una mo e ngai wheitu ke o mo makai mai mi ai pe o ku I he whiawhini o ma broadcast whahanga tono atu pe me he kolo e malata pe ko Seattle, Washington pe ko ia e whaampe te tau whataha, te tau wahe e ngahi mea ko tope o ku hau mi tonga pe ko e ha wheitu pe there's breaking news te mau whahoka atu I he whiawhini malo apito.
Jen, that is so beautiful. Malo lau maria ho e ki pe malo lele atonga kata. Ko Emeline Faamu, ko mo hosta dia tahi Washington, Seattle, Washington. But tonight, Brenda, Okfafifia, we heard from Dr. Ray today, stating
Yeah.
Okulele pe mekoto, pesai pe takoto i tonga. Never pena ia ki lavea ki kuliti, but they're doing fine, and that was exciting. Nane whahoko mai ko interneti o ke tau ni pe, but I think the mobile phone o hange pe ko lab ko ai ai kau ta telefon at tonga. One of the things that now pe and nai ka pa mo finga ki tonga ki family. The way the call right now, don't dial one time. You have to keep dialing until it's gonna go through a line for you. Eh? Ko announcement yeah how come here shell ko atonga. So you just to let the people know kapag whanoa programa ko niu ke whinga tā ki tonga, o wata ke fo he tā, keep on calling, and that's the only
Right.
way that you're gonna get through. Uh, Pea oku, that's very exciting. Ke tau whanoa me Dr. Ray, and I'm pretty sure he gonna bring more news to us once things are back to normal. Hopefully within the next 4 weeks, things will be better and better, and communication will be better. But at the same time, o whawhiawhia ke tau ilo ko ki whanua na tukilangi, and I wanted to bring in the tuk whanua.
Yes.
Back to you, Brenda, while I'm trying to
Yeah.
bring this one to
Oku whakafofa pito Emeline oku lava ke kamata lele a kia pro karama. He kai pe foke ni ihi ia oku ilo i ko atonga. Ka kai ke nau ilo i
Koia,
what, Tonga is all about. Ka koe tuku whonua ni mi rap e mea ko ta ve whikau aki pia mo tuku ki langi ho tau whonua.
koia.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful segment.
Yes,
Ko to e whamalo pe kon uhinga ke mahino pe ke tonga kotoa o ku whai e lotua ki moutou koe ilo anga kawa o kua ke ai o nau kamata ke nau polo karama ngahi himi But
koia,
whatever setting they are, think about all of you tonight.
koia.
So tell me when you're ready. Otherwise, I will just continue on.
Piriote, as Tongans would say affectionately, just a little dot on the map. But as Tongans would also say, Si'i Kaiha, small but significant and visible. The citizens of Tonga have profound love for God and country, reflected in their national motto, Koe otua mo Tonga ka hoku towhia. This presentation celebrates a singular moment in history called Tukufonua, when in a place called Poono in Vava'u, Taufa'ahau Tupo I, a Christian convert, gave Tonga to the God of heaven and earth to be the protector and guardian of his people. This grand symbolic act was one of the several steps in uniting the islands under Taufa'ahau's leadership, establishing the rule of law, and in 1875, a national constitution.
The chiefs met at this place in Pawana, and they had a discussion as to whether it was appropriate to find some European power to protect Tonga. And in the end of the meeting, my ancestor, King George I, said that he would like Tonga to be protected, but only by God, not by a country on this earth, only by God.
To establish the context of this act of tukufonua, it is useful to review key historical events. In the 1600s, when Europeans first made contact with Tonga, they were struck by the peacefulness of the Tongan people. They witnessed productive plantations with no evidence of war or weapons. Later in the 1770s, when Captain James Cook visited the islands, he named them the Friendly Islands. He was entertained grandly by the Tongans. Contrary, however, to the peaceful outward appearance, the Tongan society was a profoundly hierarchical society which made all commoners slaves to the chiefs. Greed, ambition, internal rivalries among the chiefs and different island groups were fomenting civil unrest. In 1799, with the assassination of the cruel Tu'ikanukupolu Tuku'aho, Tonga was seized by a long and bloody civil war, fought, according to one historian, with unprecedented ferocity and treachery. Just following this chaos, John Lowry, the first Wesleyan minister, landed in Tonga in 1822. He left the following year as a result of intense persecution and constant danger. In 1826, the Reverend John Thomas came to Tonga and eventually secured a small following who embraced the Christian faith. There were others, but there was fierce resistance by some Tongan chiefs and the Tongan Taula, the priests of the native religion. They resented the white man's religion. Also resentful of the missionaries were foreign sailors, beachcombers, deserters, and criminals. Relatively soon, however, the Christian mission began to flourish in a way that was soon to transform this people into a peaceful Christian nation, governed by the rule of law and the Holy Bible. Koisiweri oi Otomotu Pasifiki, the jewel of the Pacific Islands. The key Tongan personality and major player in bringing about this swift and comprehensive transformation was none other than Taufa'ahau, who became King George Tupou I of Tonga. Heir to the title Tu'ikanukupolu, Taufa'ahau had a commanding presence. He had proven himself in battle, both as a warrior and as a strategist. Clearly, Taufa'ahau saw the advantage of being friends with the missionaries. He valued their judgment and felt their influence would help him establish peace throughout all of Tonga. But it was the persuasive religious instruction of the early native Tongan Christian ministers, such as Peter V., who touched him most deeply.
He koe foi mea lalahi, na rono tonga tui haapai, a Taufa'ahau he taimi koe ia. Pea nao pe mo pitavi. Nao mo pitavi, ke a ko e kakai o haapai, he lotu fo'o. O rono tonga koe na folau he waka. Na ia o tua ia, i he lotu mua, na ne whakawhiao maupe, a Taufa'ahau. Koe tu ia, koe lau maaria koe ia, e hu ia, i he whahinga monu manu, pe ko haika. Pea koe anga koe ia i ki motoru, koe white shark. Pea koe wheitu upe e haere Taufa'ahau ki ai, whakawhiao e anga. Pea koe lolo tonga koe na folau. E whaia e Taufa'ahau e ne hanga fo i tesi. Ke ne tesi, ke ne sivi, ai lotu fo'ou, mo ne lotu mua, ui peka lotu mua. Pero tonga pe tere hero ai fu anga, na ua au ki pangai. Folofolange tui, tau toi folau ke kau vai e taha, ki ha ano ia. Pako e nau lere ko e waka hai paha ko ia. Folofola te tui. Pita vi, ka pau o kumo oni o tua o ke lotu ki ai, mo ke tui ki ai. Hei kai ue i koe e tau whatai. Ka o ka pau kumo oni ai lotu mo o tua o kou lotu ai. E keina koe e tau whatai. Kare atu rea, folofola atu rea maia. Ke kau waka. Mo puke a pita uri kita. Ne li pe koe patu pe koe a pita kitahi. Tutu nea ke nau hanga tonu ki haan. Ko feitu ko toa pe e tu utai a Taufa'ahau o pau ke fai e hou e ki tu hanga nai ono tau mawhakawa. Lolo tonga ono tau mawhakawa. Hake a pita vi ia. Lue atu he tau mawhakawa. Tangutu atu he toua, mea whakatonga. Folofola mai a Taufa'ahau. Tangane pita. Lea ata pita. Hewa fio, kulava whatongia. Kono sivi whaka osia e Taufa'ahau. Oku mo oni koe o tua, oku mo ui. Kai ke, E os whakatahataha I ai be e tau whaahau, aha apai, pia ne whakatau atai na I aha apai. Os pe koe ato e wholau rewa ki wawa. Wholau ki wawa ke ave ai lotu fo ou ki wawa. Tari whakaau furi e ulukalala.
With Tau Whaahau's faith now anchored in the Christian doctrine, he began to realize the importance of civil codes of conduct and the rule of law, which, with the help of the missionaries, he articulated in the Vava'u Code of 1839. When he became the Tu'ikanukupolu in 1845 and the king of all Tonga, he would expand the Vava'u Code in the 1850 Code of Laws. In the 1862 Code of Laws, he would include an emancipation edict, freeing all commoners from bondage to the chiefs. Finally, he would give his people a full constitution in 1875. But it was in Vava'u at Powono, the act of tukufonua, or giving the land to God, occurred.
Ulua ki lao ia ne tohi, pia tohi ia I wawau, pia kohono fuaki koe oi fo I lao, tahawalu tolu hiva. Na e whaia e ne talafono, pia whaia e ne tukufonua. Ko e ne ofa ia I he kakai, pia mo ne fo I maa I moa, te ulau be koe taha ia o e ne maa I moa, fisi mua. Ko au siaosi. Wo whakahatu ki he hou eiki, o e ngahi tapa kehe pia pehe foki ki hoku kakai katoa. Whakatawange ke mo fie ai, mo fie maari ai. O kuae o tua o he vani mo mamani. Ko o whakotu uia, ke u whakahoko atu ki a mo tolu. Ko e tui o e ngahi tui. Mo e eiki o e ngahi eiki. O kune ma feia ai mea kotoa pe. O hoi fuaki ai. O tau I he malu, o hono ongo to ukupu. Pea koe whangasipi, o ene tākanga. Pea ko hono finangalo hoi fua, o tau neke nekai. Ko ne talafono ia. Osi ko ia pe to tulu tui e tui. O pehe he tala, koe tala pe ia, pea koe tala ia o tonga ni, o tala pe. Na ne faluku e hono to ukupu e falukunga kere. O afuhi ke ata. Ko ne momo ia hono fonua. Ka koe ne lotu na pehe. Pea na e tohi pe ia he ne tohi noa. O tua koe tamai. O kua tuku atu fonua. Mo hoku kakai. Mo ki nau tolu e mui mai I hoku tua. Ke malu I mai. Mei langina. Pa koe tuku fonua neonga na e whai wawau. Ka asi e he ne lotu. Asi e he ne talafono. Na e uhinga ia ki he kakai kotoa o tongani. Pea uhinga ia ki he sola mo e vulangi aki mo tolu. O naulolo tonga lo nuku I tongani ko uhiko ia.
Even though there are differing accounts about dates and content, nothing in Tongan history has captured the Tongan imagination or planted pride and patriotism in Tongan hearts as much as the telling and retelling of the story of Tukufonua in Powono.
That was one powerful reminder, Brenda, ho
Oh,
tamai
yeah.
na uhinga ka tu po ulaki o ka ke te fiema wa tonga ia ke malu I mahatoi feitu o ka koe o tuape.
Go
And
ahead.
then we've seen it with this powerful magnitude of this eruption of what's happened now ia o no malu I tonga he kai gea o ha fe ki ai pa koe fa fe ai ho ni ko whanau ma Dr. Ray o le pe me katoa o te kai ke whanau au me he whanau koe ni wha te hina ki whae ka ko ofa pe o le me katoa ka motolu ko ofa te kia motolu ki tonga pe he whoki wawa o family tangata iki but at the same time Brenda o genga he ata na o ma o aninai ke o hanga o mai then we seen a little bit of nukolofa o hange koe ha whanua o ku lefua, eh? So,
Oh yeah.
back to you, Brenda, while I'm trying to
Oh
bring it.
yeah. Iyo. Naksiokiai, and then I forward it to you. Maybe it's different, but um oku
Um,
toe, just
but that one would be. I think we might just gonna be bringing this song right now because the song is already ready. So,
yeah,
uh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
amen.
Whakaukau pe ai kau matakari ke he kapai kai ke te aha hiwa mahari e ange hongi koe hiwa koe ni. Tēnā o mai he rea whakatonga, and they try to sing and praise our language, yeah?
Yes. Okay, kung I attend Minukalofa that I'm going to bring. You can tell this is Nukalofa right here. See if I can put the picture up bigger. Okay. Kasi kung I ata ko ni Nukalofa,
Iyo.
Brenda. Look at that.
Kai whaloto ne ses
Katolika.
katolika.
Aga mga fine ni ko ni aga
Malaikula.
yes.
Iyo. Seke matolo ai e fu, eh?
Koya.
It's just ashy everywhere.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Koy.
Koe
Mga
kaya koe
Korean.
ni uri pea o lunga ia.
Koya.
I he fu, eh?
I guess people can still be able to drive around, but quite frankly, don't ngai fu lori ta fie fu ya kwenye hala eh.
Na ia e toko taha na ni post he Facebook a utonu ke whakatawa ngai fu commercial fan ke awe o puhi ake. Yung mahalo og tari mai toke ta no.
No, that's not a
Koe
good
puhi
idea.
a ko ia e to spread te fui and it's more
Yeah, that's not a
dangerous.
good
Yeah.
idea.
Mm.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Malo pe o ke stand up e ki whare koe na.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay, la
no.
mama. Look like people are ready to do the cleaning up. There's a lot of cleanup to do, eh?
Eo. Pe au whapeng nau tui he nau mask. Mo he nau
Yeah.
gloves.
Go yeah, get toxic, go yeah.
Oh. Mahalo koe coastal e ne? See,
I
yeah,
think
it is
so.
coastal area. You know, ai ko hi foi ne fu
Kiva na mama lang
Yeah,
ya.
matu aki smashed au pitope. Oh,
Yeah, people are out and about cleaning. Kaya mai ko tama fu wa ki tonga ke o to kon he cleaning e kai ale tau whanau ki tonga. Pa e kana
yeah.
toka na o ki tonga.
But you
Yes,
know, they are still concerned about the efu.
koia.
Koe asthma, people with respiratory. Eh? Au ka
Yes,
nau whahinga mahaki ki he ki nau manawa. Eh?
koia,
So,
koia. Ko e mea whawhiwhia whaki ko programa ko ni prenta ka ki ngata peke ta o mai update ki he u mea kona ko koe tonga ka ku ta te lawa pe whaki ke ta o mai ngahi himi whanonga ki he whami ka mo ki nga tolu. O hange
yes.
ko e o mai koni ai o ngongo mi ka taha telefoni ko i tonga ka pau ku ke whenga tāku whamini o e tātua taha pewa you have to keep calling ko ngā he ka whonga pia e lawa ke go through ai ki he telefoni ka
Oh, yeah.
limited pe ai connection i ko ni ki tonga ke telefoni he ko me kona ta mai Dr. Ray nei ki tau ni pe na o internet ka kulawa pe telefoni ko na e Pahokomai, but it was not long, and it was the phone was cut off.
Yeah.
But at least we know now that they're doing okay. Whenever
Oh, yeah.
family. Hopefully, we'll be hearing from you guys soon. Uh, Gata yata tau fwoi hiwa da.
Maloli ne.
So yeah.
Kai fo hiwa mali ho list.
So yeah.
Oku ife or something eki oku ife.
Okay. Okay.
And that's very beautifully sung by this couple. It's a duo.
Yeah.
Mm.
If I can hope for then I can find my
Amen, amen. Famanat may katuag tayo nga pe pa kay lelaya. Brenda, kimo pe give it back to you ko famalot ki he kagay ko tape mo o kamay ki he etau proklama pe mo share etau proklama famalot tu keteng mo tolo pe oku fafia pe ogay etau senolo i he YouTube kabade mo peha ki o subscribe my ke mo keep up to date with what we're doing every day. Back to you, Brenda. Oku, at the same time, okay, I updated my New Zealand Defence Force. They on my for video after this, and then we'll take a look at the recent update from the New Zealand's Defence Force. Ko now respond ko ki en tokoni ki Tonga.
Yeah. Malo Emerini. Just to inform those that have seen these video segments for the past few days, we're just bringing a little bit of everything from Tonga as this event takes place in our mother country and throughout the whole world, that people are trying to know what is going on with the people. Some of them are thinking, Emelina, that Tonga sunk into the ocean. That
Yes, it
and
could
it
have been happened, but I tell you, going again as
yes,
Omaya going to Fonua, Brenda, is such
yes,
a reminder to the people that this country na took Wikilangi from the beginning, eh?
and it would float, but it would
Yes,
not,
exactly. Because
sink.
o hange ko lau ko na hivan at gosi, ko tua tangata pa ukulele, and then now we're gonna cross get our Omai I update ko
Thank
ni
you,
New Zealand Defence Force, eh? Kaya now
thank
to
you.
ko ni Tonga.
To get a P3 Orion away to the Tongan Island group to do the initial surveillance on Monday. That was successful, and those images were passed on via the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the Tongan government on Monday. During that time, we were doing our best to understand what the situation was on the ground and what might be needed. We unfortunately have been in the position of responding to disasters both here at home and in our neighbourhood in the Pacific, and have a fairly mature idea of what could be needed in these types of events. The first thing that you need to do is understand the situation. That's what the P3 flight was about, and the second one on Wednesday. We're also aware that there is going to be some disruption to the Nuku'alofa harbour and other areas, and this is going to be a key method of entry into the country when stores and release supplies start arriving. So we were aware that getting a ship away with a hydrographic team and a diving team would be important. And we're also aware that water, food, hygiene, shelter, all of those basic needs were going to be threatened. It was very likely they're going to be threatened. And the best opportunity for us to start getting things going that way was with HMNZS Aotearoa. It's a very large ship and therefore needed to follow the smaller ship that was going to do the survey. We're very interested in getting the airport, an understanding of what the airport was like at Tongatapu at Nuku'alofa.
Is it okay to call you Mom? Of course you can.
And as you will all be aware, it was heavily covered in ash, and therefore that precluded safe aircraft operations until today. The airfield has been opened today. There was a mammoth effort by His Majesty's Armed Forces to clear that runway by hand, and they've achieved that this afternoon, and our first C-130 arrived shortly after 4 o'clock this afternoon with Ministry of Foreign Affairs provided release stores, and that is now being unloaded as we speak. No contact, COVID protocols are being adhered to rigorously, and that aircraft will return to New Zealand tonight and stand by for further tasking, which could be as early as Saturday for his next flight. Coming up in the next 48 hours, HMNZS Wellington, she departed on Tuesday morning. I'm expecting her to arrive within the next 2 hours and commence survey of Nuku'alofa Harbour, and the preparation that she will be achieving will allow HMNZS Aotearoa to arrive tomorrow and via no contact process alongside the port start discharging up to 250,000 litres of fresh water and other humanitarian and disaster stores. Towards the end of tomorrow, some people may be aware that we've had HMNZS Canterbury at sea the last 2 days. There hasn't been a specific request for her yet, but as with the first 2 floating capabilities that we send offshore, it is anticipated that the capabilities that she can bring will be required, and the cargo that she will be taking is being assembled at Devonport today, and she will come back from sea tomorrow, load that cargo, and head on her way. This will be not an intention of getting in front of permissions or asks from the Kingdom of Tonga. Our thinking it is much better to get the capability 15 miles off the coast of Tonga and not be required and turn around than to be desperately required and still here in New Zealand. So that's what we know at this stage. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks at the Defence Force. I'll now be happy to take your questions if there are any.
What sort of supplies will be delivered in these flights today?
The flights today were Ministry of Foreign Affairs provided standard humanitarian assistance and disaster relief stores. I anticipate there will be sanitation, water purification, shelter, hygiene kits, personal hygiene kits, food, those kind of things in this first.
And are those what are definitely needed at the moment?
Well, I can imagine that there's going to be some challenges right from the beginning with regards to ongoing food security. We do know that various areas in Tonga Tapu, particularly towards the northwest, have been damaged and structures have been damaged. So shelter and those kind of things are going to be important.
What is the operation looking like right now with the Hercules that has landed in Tonga?
I haven't had a report from the crew, but we did get a look at Nuku'alofa Airport yesterday with the surveillance flight, and it was pleasing to see that the structure was still intact. There was no damage. The only real impediment was this ash, volcanic ash that was across the airfield. We do know that the navigation aids are working, so it's safe to operate, and we'll get a report back from the Hercules crew shortly, I would expect, on just what the facilities are like on the ground.
Can you give a sense of what the COVID protocols will look like in practice for both the Hercules and then for the ships themselves?
Yes, I can. I think the best way that I could describe it is it's going to be no contact. We are going to rigorously be disciplined in ensuring that COVID is not transmitted into Tonga via the Defence Force. And we have some experience in the Pacific since the COVID pandemic commenced in doing no contact logistics stops and delivery of stores. In fact, HMNZS Manawanui has been alongside in Nuku'alofa during the pandemic and delivered containers of stores with no contact.
Can you explain what that means in practice?
Okay. For the Hercules.
Okay, Brenda, koe update ya koe na me he concern ko na sila, Brenda. Ko nga foki o tai au nga ai wafu. Pea koe runway ko ni malai wapuna o ku ngawe ke so tia tonga ke clear, So koe paka koe fu fema we really like ta ko tonga tani mi koe personal hygiene aya ko. But at the same time, now for non update ko sila ane huange now pehe ko capabilities ko na una wala tu moya te now lava pe ke liliu e tahi ke vai
Yes.
aya
Yes.
ke now pe ke now depend pe ate vai
Yeah.
ka te
And
lava
we
pe-
talk about that even
Yes.
before.
Yes, na
Mm.
talanoa kia
Yes.
we have kapati ka lau mai message kana he screen.
Io koe message in Mary Bolt. Seeing you on the newscast, Emeline. That's
The
probably one
newscast.
of your professor,
Yes.
teacher.
Hello, Mary. Ko yan ni na mga fata ko highlight ni work first program.
Oh, great.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Brenda was
Wonderful.
one of the state worker that designed the work first program. Mary, say hi to you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Kakoya Brenda, ko ta miniti
Mm.
o to mi te tahawa. Ka ta ki tala no ki update ko ni mga hitana ta sio ki ai.
Go ahead.
O ko fie ma vivirita ni mi ko personal hygiene ko ni e kakai i Tonga
Yeah.
Ka ko fie ko pehe ko i New Zealand wai ai nau lava mo me ngau e na wala mo ia ke liliu pe ai tahi ke vai ino
Mhm.
He koe ngā ke whukakai ka tōka ni he kai ke tui e ke container ato no ate vai ki tonga, but at the same time, o whema pe tonga e ke nau lava pe o ngahi pe nau vai inu i tonga
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Paku o iai pe mo ngahi teknolosia ki he ngahi misini o nau lava mahara o lava pe whoke nā tolo fua pe te nau research ke mass production for the people. He
Ko
kai
ia.
ke yuta aki ai o atu ai whanki hina.
Ko
But
ia.
if they produce the water o ngawe aki pe conversion, ha whahinga formula conversion ke me he tahi ke he vai, mantui na e Koe hako e kau mea koe na e o ko toka he mineva. Na nau haka pe, na nau ai pe tahi o mahana nau hanga o ai pe nau ki ia fi he funga waka. O haka tahi ke mau steam o nau lava pe o survive until the rescue team. Yeah.
Gela ka taha mea nau whanau ane nai ki ai Brenda. Ai whahe ke taha e ouna koe ne kau business me wawau. Nana pehe koe taha nau kau ngau e wawau o kwae satellite telefon. Me iai ka nane ngau e ki pe text Ko pehe ko wawau ia o o ku haka ni. Go ahead and now at
Oh, Mary Bolt. Good to meet you too, Brenda. And thanks for sharing the information in 2 languages. You both. Okay, Mary. You pretty soon we'll bring you on board.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll just give you some Tongan to learn. Thank
Malo
you.
au pito. But at the same time, na talamai ko babao ko kia ha wesia babao ia iha whahinga me ai ko o ngongo whafo whaia ko tau whonua me babao. Na kia ke ia ha parpare mai a babao i he mea ko ni nai hoko. Ko o ngongo me he ha ko ni. Me he yes, malo pito. That's Mary is learning the Tongan. O fatu mele.
Oh, Fatu Mary Bolt.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And I tell you, Brenda, oku the more every day o the whanongo ki he o ngongo le lei kone o mai me Tonga. Ko wawa oku o neo oku kate communication a wawa upe mo Tonga. Ka haku kate aha me ia e hoko i wawa oe. Whawhiawhia au pito ia.
That's our
land, eh?
Our land.
Ko ia. Ka koe whawhiawhia ia koe ni e ngahi update i koe mai me Tonga. Pea ata pe ai whamiri ko tō pe mo whanongo mai pe ko Tonga ko tō pe mo whanongo mai ke programa e whawhini mo gata ke share te tau programa ke kāinga ko tō pe o ku osi iai pe whetutaki telefoni me Tonga ka limite te whetutaki koe mea ko ku nau whaamu mai ki ai ke kapau ke whenga ange ki ho whamiri o e tuku e tailange tautou taila pehe ko ngā e pe whainga maari taim pe a taila ine e huange ai telefoni ki Tonga so but at the same time ko ngā telefoni ko ngā ki me Tonga tainimi ko ngā e ke satellite ko mana tu ia o Brenda he ku ke Tonga pe ko e president ko e mau sesa fitu na ia pe de communication ana ia fa satellite ki muri he te whaatko ki ono apno whanga o talanoa pe ki Australia but through the satellite telephone so hello from Vava'u yes
oh my goodness
te lava ho mai o maha ngai o ngongo me Vava'u nuku Tonga
nuku Tonga oh my goodness
okay fair internet i Vava'u I pretty sure kapau lava nuku Tonga hello mai me Vava'u o kuma ofa atu ki he ki he whonua pia o te keke to e mao ha to e tala pe o ku to iaha mate Brenda ka ko tala ko taini mi ko toko tolu pe ko tau was confirm pa o ku kei si i au pita mate o whatatau ke mea koe no hoko i Tonga pa tau kei whawhita i pe ke eiki i he ene whahau whia ki whonua ko mea ia pe ke tau manatu i mau pe ko Tonga na tuku ki langi
ko ia
Loto nei a fuka tamasina loto nei.
Maloi lele nuku Tonga o si whakahoko mai mi taranke a Gary ke tā mai o ngongo Gary Pasina. He's over there right now. Talato mau ofa ki ai.
Ko ia, paka ngofina mata ko ini me loto nei a fupe manao. Emeline whaamoni te, pea mo prenda ko ngai kai.
Whanua ko ngai ka.
Ma ofa atu Na te ha me ta na uta mana tu yang io famalo atu ki he retired lieutenant commander kani Solomon ne Savelio ho o tuku mai a
Oh,
ngahi update I ko
yeah.
na so tia mi tonga
Oh,
pe
yeah.
ko inga wa ton pe da sos me so tia pe ko famalo atu Solomon ne Savelio ki hono o mai ko ia ngahi ata pe me ngahi video ai me ko ni hono update mai o tonga me so tia
Go
me
ahead.
o fatu ki he taumalu I whanua ai ene a whio o ku tainim whaka His Majesty Armed Forces mo ngau lahi o mo whai me tonga before ki he first responder mo tako tope and now we know Dr. Ray is doing fine and his family behave ka kuliti. What happened
Yeah.
with kuliti na dalamai na Lodonga tribe pea mo hauga foi peau and then I think he was trying to help out the I fefine ba mo ni fana to ko ono and I pretty sure ko me am hana tupa in the lavea but he's doing fine right now according to Dr. Ray on the phone today from Tonga. Bego fa
Yeah.
hokat ka spau o kulelei pe mo no te hinami Tonga.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, go Nicole and good evening, Brenda and Emeline. Thanks for the beautiful program. Nicole, pretty soon you're hired into this program. You do a lot of goodness for us. So,
o
que ai e
fatu
koe ngā
ko.
ue o toi peta, O
Okay,
whalapia.
we have more and more.
Oh my gosh, Piwela Sofia Vaivaka, malo au pito. O tu Piwela Sofia Vaivaka. Mahako Piwela ia mi Kolmotua.
Koya,
I have
Koya.
a feeling she's from Kolmotua.
Exactly, because that name is ring a bell to me in Kolomotua.
Yes.
Because my mother from the Latu Selu from Kolomotua, so
Iyo. Ko familia no Emma. Emma
okay,
kui kanata. Emma Vaivaka.
okay. Aya koe koe whawhini ko pehe ke raha ata foi himi. Okay,
Ata
mother
ko himi ka tuke hu mai si e nau whakarea mago nau toki
koya
tau
ini.
mai mi ngā wepe ko he.
Koya. O Maria apita apita pe himi prenda ka te sange ki o ngahi selection ko ini ke ata ta foi himi pe ai. Ko Maria I he ngahi hiwa usu
Iyo. A fofa.
Update that pen out of prenda ka o siya
Iyo.
ke tangai foi
Iyo.
fusu ko ini po ko fe ai ngahi usu
Whakapau ke ha mo ngai for request ke ave
Koya.
ki tonga. Anytime you guys post it in and we'll deliver it for you.
Koya.
Koe, okay. I'm seeing somebody trying to mark in. Koe,
That's beautiful, Brenda. We have many messages on the thing, so I'm gonna bring it on.
Okay.
Kabatigalau, if I'll change the screen.
Yes.
Okay, Piwela, Sophia Vaivakai, Malo, Sifai Etawongongo, Malo. I got another one, Brenda, right there.
Oh, okay. Piwela Sofia Vaivaka pe io koe anti a hokumari a lātu Vaivaka os malolo I he wafe mātahaua wena whānau e toko nima malo.
Koia
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Pea koe mari e tau hiwa whakalotu malo au pito.
Koia.
Yes. Koe whenga pe ke whakawhiawhia I ki mōtol ki Tonga.
Koia, mo ata nonga mo, you know.
Whakanonga. Oh, yeah, we ko Nicole, Emeline, Mari, lahi o Filiva.
Nicole, ko au ko play peka taine ko Brenda ka taine Filiva ai ai. But that's beautiful. Thank you so
Malo.
much. O kuhangai ko lau Brenda ko I'm not gonna get that off me mo light na humay mga na toki joining us now. Ka guay pe for hiva ko goloto ke
Okay, go ahead.
o mai ke tau fa osi aki ki mo aga ke tau sign off the air. I think we can bring pe I for hiva ko na ta o mai ko ni Whamanatu mai ka na tolu ko ni na join for o mai ka tau tolu. Ai hiva ko ni o a tsunami,
Yeah.
Prepare ta whamalo, ki mua ke ta sign off he poni, Brenda, while I'm
Looking for it.
yeah, I think I got it on my playlist, but I just want to make sure I got it.
All right. Whamaloat ke te mo tol ko ta pesi me amai ke ta polo kalama. Ko e talo kamata e polo kalama ko ni ma split e polo kalama every day. We're here to let you know ngahi mea lahi o hoko pia mo o mai o ngongo pia mo i tau tuku atu foki hatau ngai hiwa maari e ke whakavaha. Ko mea ngui koe ka whakavaha mapa e nu mawhai atu mihi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Closure.
Yes, Malo, pagkalaway daw programa kay Pony. I think we have another message from,
Nicole.
yes, go ahead and read that.
Nicole Amaratas Tokemoana. Tau whakatuatua me lie katoa pē ki ho mungawe me he radio station. Malo e whakaa me Seattle, Washington. Moni ai lau e himi malo e ki si whakahawhi o tau tolu to mo tau ki whanua ko Tonga. O tua mo Tonga ko hok tofi a good night.
Yes.
Oh,
Malo, yes.
Malo, Nicole, you...
Again.
Yes.
And I think she's in Texas and is late over there in Ma'ofata. Until next time, we're signing off from Seattle. Don't forget to subscribe and share at itau programa pa famalo at kamoto ko tabe mo mea mai poni to Aufata.
Malo mo mea mai, mo mea.
Thank you.